Yo, 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 what up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dubs Only podcast. We got two huge topics to talk about today. One being the NBA Finals starts Thursday. We're going to get into that, who I think will win it. We're going to come out today on game one, X Factors, all that good stuff. But one thing we're going to touch on first is going to be Dan Hurley. Has been reported that Dan Hurley is the front runner to land the Los Angeles Lakers head coaching job. Just what are my thoughts on that as a fan and both as a basketball perspective on just how that would look and how that would go. So let's just get right into it. So with the whole Dan Hurley report being that he's the front runner, the team has been looking to get at him for the last month. That kind of came as a shock to me because after winning back-to-back titles with UConn, you would think that they would do whatever they can to lock him up, especially after John Calipari did announce when he was leaving Kentucky. The first person that was linked to go to Kentucky was Dan Hurley. So the fact that here he shut that down, one program to another great one. But this is different because there have been hearings that he has been wanting to coach for the NBA. And honestly, if he wants to take the opportunity, I want to say that right now would be the perfect situation to do so. Winning back-to-backs, I want to say state titles because we're in high school over here. But winning back-to-back NCAA championships, I mean, the best way I can say is like his stove is at its hottest right now, in the sense that your team has won back-to-back championships. You're gonna go for the three-peat. You're a hot commodity everywhere in the college world. You have this great opportunity for a storied franchise like the Los Angeles Lakers, who have been linked to you for the last month. So I just want to say that if he does decide taking the job, this is going to be the greatest time that he is going to have to be able to go to the NBA. Because if you really think about it, if he's not successful in the NBA, there's always going to be an opportunity to go back to college as one of the faces of the game in the coaching perspective. So what do I see that? What do I think of it as? I mean, I prefer him over JJ Redick. I say that because that JJ Redick doesn't have any head coaching experience, just in general. Dan Hurley, he's played the top competition. Yes, college is not the same as the pros, but he understands the ins and out of it. The difference between the pros and college is the speed of the game, the talent, but more of the system as it is. We're going to see if he's going to be able to translate that to the pros. And just the way how he acts, the way that his aura is with the players, especially in his time at UConn. Very lively, very boisterous. You could tell he loves his player. You could tell his players love him by the way they've been playing for him. And just me personally, as I've played or the way I've seen coaches coach, that's the type of coach that I would want to be for. Someone who's going to be animated. Someone who I know is going to be in the dogfight with me. Someone's going to have my back from the sideline. You know what I mean? Someone's going to talk shit and also back it up. That's the type of coach that I want to play for. And I think that Dan Hurley has all those molds to do that and being successful in the NBA. Now, the biggest trick about this is going to be how's that going to translate with two top 10 players in Anthony Davis and LeBron James. We know LeBron James is already coming to the end of his career, and the fact that we don't know how much time he has left. Maybe 1 year, maybe 1 to 3 years is what time frame is looking like. And are you going to get a LeBron James where he's going to be motivated, or is he going to be like, well, I'm already 1 foot out the door already. Let me just get over these next couple years, and then I'm going to call it quits. Or are we going to get like a LeBron James, like I said, motivated? We're going to help Dan Hurley be the coach that we want him to be, or just be able to because if you have a player like LeBron James, one of the greatest players of all time, both physical and IQ-wise, that's going to be a great thing for Dan Hurley's growth in itself. Because if Dan Hurley can translate what he did in college to the pros at that high level, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Anthony Davis, we're going to see if he's going to be able to bring Anthony Davis out of his shell. We've seen what Anthony Davis can be. Last season, he was very consistent with all his play. Didn't miss many games like he usually did in seasons past. So I just think being able to have Dan Hurley be able to put that battery in Anthony Davis's back and be able to get the best out of him, that's going to be something to see for. And also that with this long term deal that there is going to be between Dan Hurley and the Los Angeles Lakers, we're going to see him go from this era, the LeBron AD era, to whatever's next. So I'm very interested to see on that how all that's going to work out. For me, I would love the signing if it does happen, and I just think it would. I think it's a match made in heaven. All right, so now today is the beginning of the NBA Finals. The Dallas Mavericks and the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic. The Celtics, whenever the league always does well whenever the Lakers or the Celtics are in the finals. And the last time we seen the Celtics in the finals didn't really go so well for them against the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry was able to get his fourth ring. And Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, they were just too young to win the whole thing. I mean, we saw experience what it did to them, and that's the reason why they lost. So we're going to see have they been able to learn from past failures to now get them over the hump to win the duo's first title, and the first title in Boston since 2008. When we talk about Jason Tatum, we talk about him potentially being a face of the NBA. We talk about him in the sense with Kobe. We talk in the sense with him, Jaylen Brown as a Scottie Pippen type player. I mean, Jaylen Brown has been playing out of his mind this last couple games, last couple series actually. And last year when we talked about him signing with the extension with Boston as the highest paid player in the NBA, I will say that I was wrong that I wouldn't have signed him just because I said originally that I wouldn't sign him just because he's a number 2. We don't know what he can really be. Great defensive player, he's a great two-way player, but not someone that I would want to build my franchise around. Great complementary piece, not a number 1 face that I would say. But he's proving me wrong, and I'm okay with being wrong. I mean, I stood with what I say. I still stand with it, but when I'm wrong, I'm going to say I'm wrong. So, yeah, Jaylen Brown's been balling out. But with this series, we're going to see just Jason Tatum now, man. I mean, we've seen in the past that he hasn't been able to be in big games, hasn't been able to show up. Been a lot of bad games in his past. So, and with him and Jaylen Brown, like those duos, they've been to 5 Eastern conferences. 2 of them, I mean, this is the second NBA final. So we're going to see just how much of their experience that they had in just getting as far as they could to now going over the top. And this is going to be a fun series just in the fact that we have Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks who really don't have a lot of pressure on them because if you think about it, Dallas wasn't really expected to get this far from the beginning of the season. We didn't know how Kyrie and Luka were going to be, especially from last season, how it just didn't look well. Kyrie Irving, a lot of people want to say, oh, he might have the most pressure. No, he does not because he's already won a championship before. If Kyrie Irving never won a championship before and he went the same exact way like he did with all the off-court issues and stuff like that, then yes, I would say Kyrie Irving has the most to prove out here. But he doesn't really have much to prove. He's already a certified winner. We know he's a bucket getter, all-time talent in the NBA that we've ever seen. Luka Doncic, same thing. Doesn't really have that much pressure. He wasn't expected to get here from the beginning of the season and beginning of the playoffs. Also, it's just all this is Boston's series to lose. So I think that having that added pressure on Boston is going to play some type of dividends in Jason Tatum, because when you're like Jason Tatum and you are a potential face of the league, like you kind of want to do a little extra to show that yes, this is the reason why I got the notoriety and it's well deserved. So what do I think is going to happen in this series? I feel like because my mind is saying Boston in 6, but my heart is telling me Mavericks in 6. And everything is built for Boston to win this championship. You have the 2 best young wing players in the NBA. You have Drew Holiday, an experienced championship winner. You have Derek White, who been a part of the Popovich era, the Popovich coaching. So he knows how to win himself because you have a great coach like that. And we've seen the way he's been playing, able to go for 30 points if he wants to. Drew Holiday able to go for 20 if he wants to. You have 4 players who can go for 20. 5, actually, if you really think about Kristaps Porzingis. How's that calf going to be with him? Is he going to be able to run, move, jump, shoot, block, all that stuff like he was before he got hurt? Because if you're able to do that, then man, you got Horford coming off the bench. You got Payton Pritchard, who's a certified bucket. You have Hauser, who's a sniper from three. It's gonna get ugly. And the one thing that can hinder Boston in this is the fact that they don't really attack the paint as much. I mean, when you think of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, those are like slashers, finishers at the rim. But majority of their shots are from the 3-point line, and rightfully so. They have great 3-point shooters in Derek White, Drew Holiday, and Kristaps Porzingis, Sam Hauser, Payton Pritchard. I wouldn't say Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum are great 3-point shooters, but are they able to make threes? Yeah, they are. So, like I said, my mind is saying Boston in 6, but my heart wants I want the Mavs to win in 6. So I think Boston is gonna win tonight. I think that the adrenaline is gonna get to Boston and is gonna amplify their play, and they're gonna be able to do some things. But I also feel like Dallas and Kyrie and Luka, especially Luka, because if you play in the if you see in the Euro League, like those crowds are crazy. We talk about Boston, Utah, Laker fans, all that stuff, Milwaukee. We talk about Miami. You talk about all those type of fans. None of that compares to how the Euro League is, and Luka's been a part of that. Won a championship there, won an MVP. So when it comes to the crowd noise like that, I don't think Luka's gonna be fazed by it at all. I mean, I feel like he enjoys it. He spars with the fans, jabbing back and forth with his words, his play, telling them to sit down, be quiet, just let me do my thing. You want to talk, really? Let me show you what I can do. That type of stuff. So I am going to say that Boston will win this championship in 6. Don't love it, don't want to see it, but that was what I think is going to happen. So that's going to be my little short preview on who I think is going to win, some storylines, what I see going into this series. And we'll see. I'll catch you guys for game 2. I'll catch you guys next time. We're going to recap after game 1, see what I saw, maybe break down some film, some plays and stuff like that. But we'll be back, give you a breakdown for game 1, do game 2, all that good stuff. So have a great rest of the day. Enjoy you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, share it. Very appreciative if you watch this. All that good stuff. And peace.
Got more bars in a prison cell if you can't tell. If you ever have regret, that's a living hell. Look you in your eyes, can tell if you ain't being real. You like a turtle when you hide, you all